Ding dong. Recording. One of my favorite topics ever since I was a kid is psychology. Reaction, interaction. Oh, first thing I remember as a kid is studying mind of the crowd. How people get swept away in a crowd. Kind of like very. Look it up on psychology today, okay? Yeah. Mind of the crowd. Okay, so we're going to talk some politics. Our favorite topic, everybody's favorite topic, is Donald. Donald who? Oh, Donald. I've never seen so many news stories about this guy. Huge amount of stuff. Trying to get this iPad kind of in placement here. So understanding psychology and witnessing psychopaths and liars. It's kind of interesting world. At Riverview, where I was for 13 months. So anyway, learned a lot about humans. But anyway, oh well. So I call this video "Old and Young Fools, Women and Men in Red Hats." All taken in by a con man. Pretty cool. Kind of interesting too. His people he picked to put in power, con artists and criminals as well, and peddling meddling, you know. But anyway, that's the problem, you know. So why did Donald leave the G7 conference in Canada? It's written all over the whole thing when you look at it. Why? Because he knew that all the world leaders knew that he was a felon and a pervert. And also he's a racist bigot. He has no use for people with colored skin or other people that are at a loss who came into this USA country. He wants to get rid of all of them. Just like Adolf Hitler, he admires Hitler and read all about him. He talks a lot about Putin, the North Korean guy. He was overheard saying he wished that everybody would bow down to him like they do in North Korea. That's on YouTube. Somebody caught him saying that and copied. Yeah, oh dear. So yeah, he's got his Gestapo, the ICE cops or whatever they are, a bunch of crazy people, and others that are dingbats or lost in space or lost their minds. So he's trying to convert the good old USA back in time, and it's not going to work. You can't do that. A modern age, you can't just go back in time and do all these stupid things that he's trying to do. Of course, I'm kind of crazy too, you know. I like my hairstyles, and plus I act stupid, but it doesn't bother me. I know some people it bothers. Doesn't really bug me, but. Can you imagine that Donald trying to get me on his TV show, The Apprentice, years ago? Yeah, right. In his letter, it says, "See you at the top." Well, I don't think so. You're not going to see me even close to that place, wherever it is, filmed or whatever, anyway. Not my world. I've met asshole millionaires. I met really nice millionaires, billionaires. They're very considerate about life forms. As well as I met many homeless people that are amazing too. So, you figure it out. I don't know who's going to watch this stupid video, but oh well. What is it? Yeah, he's lost 96% of all his court cases. The last I heard, palatable or something like that was the judge in all his years never heard of such a thing as bad as Trump and his hatred for other people. In all my years, it was on Glenn Kirshner's Justice Matter YouTube channel. There's so many YouTube channels about this character, the old fool in his red hat and his gang. It's quite amazing. He's funny but sad, very sad. Somebody would vote in a pervert and a criminal, a felon. Plus, he tried to overturn, what was it, 2020 election. He created an event where people charged the Capitol building and caused a bunch of problems. He's looking at him, he's not really interested in being a president. He just likes to be, living his fantasy of dictatorship. He's not really into this stuff, really. He's a sick old demented fool, you know. Unfortunately, some of the best presidents I have seen was Biden, Ronald Reagan, oh yeah, Kennedy, there's a bunch of other ones, Diefenbaker, plus others. Nixon was an asshole too. Anyway, I'm just going on a topic because there's so much news about this Trump character. That's why I talk about it. And then we had our event here. No King's Day here. I filmed that. Then it's going to get more No King's Day events, protests. So then you got the whatever they are, the ICE crazies, snatching off the street people and students and citizens of the USA, non-citizens of the USA, in detainment camps. This is something right on Adolf Hitler's. How about the Statue of Liberty? What was written on that, and what does it say? Jeez. Those days, however, people had common sense in regards to certain things. You know, there's good parts in vintage, and bad parts in vintage. And that's applicable to many things I do in vintage. But you gotta pick out the good, you know. The interesting stuff. The good stuff, the stuff that works, the stuff that made epic things. And in the modern age, a lot of good stuff and a lot of junk. Not worth bothering, you know? Right? Right. See, I'm crazy. Came out one of EBO's toys. I was sitting outside doing this. And the ravens are talking back too, oddly. That's so funny. I saw a raven come right up onto the porch next door on the railing. Huge guy, about half the size of EVO, but huge. Wow. So when I moved here, I noticed the ravens and I filmed them. on my other YouTube channel, which I can't get to because iPad died and you don't know all your stupid effing epic passwords and all that shit. Oh, oh, what do you know, huh? I met a homeless man afternoon. He needed a power charge, and I just lent him a power cord. He was outside by the street. We had a good talk. I have a good talks with mostly billionaires. I've known one for decades. Good friends. Many not hundreds, maybe there's about 100 letters, maybe less, from him and at Christmas. And he owns his own country, or he's actually a prince of a country, a well-mannered gentleman. Anyway, I'm not going to go any further than that. And I met others in Canada. Charles Bombardier, I guess I could say his name, it's okay. Charles Bombardier and a bunch of others. Retrade group of business people and a few others. So, rarely meet real assholes. No, you know, it's just the way I communicate, I suppose. But also, you know, there's a good friend Ken Shoulders just passed away, sadly enough, and Prince Alfred von Liechtenstein, who I was with in San Francisco through good things that Henry Dakin was doing down at 2230 or 2220 Sacramento Street, where the Neotic Science Center was. I used to stay there overnight, and when coming into California, then Yin and I stayed at his home as Henry was entertaining the prince. I think his wife's, Dakin's wife's name starts with a V. But then as time passed, I'm always going to this place or that place, different countries and other things, that he actually moved 25 miles away down in Ukiah, as well as Ken Shoulders. I think it's called State Street. Then after that, I was with Dr. Wood, which we stayed overnight at his place in Ukiah. Then he moved somewhere else. I don't know the exact address, but I can look it up. Bob Greener is bringing up topics about Ken's work being not available. I might have his stuff because I have so many papers that it's just mind-boggling. I got contacted on LinkedIn by several people. One is a friend, supposedly a friend of Elon Musk. Sent me a long email and also on LinkedIn. And this other guy wants a Zoom meeting. So I don't know if I'm qualified to do a Zoom meeting. What's this? Yes. I copied and pasted his messages to be on the safe side, like I did with the guy from who knows Musk or whatever. Just to be on the safe side, guy I don't know. I'm not gonna waste my time and get involved in something heavy, you know. Sometimes you don't run into real legit people. Sometimes you run into fakers and fakers. So, and many others, which I hear from on email once in a while. I have no idea, you know, it sounds good, they sound like they got their marbles together, but I don't know. I haven't done much in regards to meeting people and doing that, except with Matthew and Tom Sky, in real life. I mean. So I'm finding LinkedIn is more solid than Facebook. Facebook is kind of wishy-washy, and they always want to chat. Well, boring is that kind of crap. Chat. What do they call it? I was on Facebook for a while. And I just said, screw it. I didn't delete my profile. It's probably still there, but I'll let others copy whatever they want to copy out of it. Because the information is good. So mostly I do YouTube, news stories, science stories, funny stories, goofy stories, like these stupid videos I make, which are stupid. What can I say? Yeah, some people won't have me on their shows, because I dress like this, which I love doing. Like telling everybody so conservative to go to fly a kite, Yeah, some of your friends turn on you, and over time. They got problems, it's just all, what is life really? I was thinking, sitting in the sun sort of naked. This thought, what if the Earth revolved faster or slower? But still have sun, of course. What would people look like, really? So what would people look like if there was a slowed down revolution of the sun, or a sped up one, or a day would maybe be 12 hours or something like that. It's just, and I think, oh yeah, because people who lived on Earth in the sun areas have dark skin, and I'm thinking, gee, how stupid it is that some people can't respect people with darker skin. I think, Jesus. Human race is really doomed, I think, in regards to this kind of stuff. So there's, yeah, I'm not really into the human race that much. I don't drive, I don't own a phone, and I don't want to own a phone or don't drive. Nope. I just go to scrap yards once in a while, which I did in Vancouver. Had all my destinations. I got along with people fine, and they're very helpful and gave me freebies. How many scrapyards did I visit? Oh, wow, a lot of them. I got my favorite one in Greece. Mr. Alec, who sent me 2,000 pounds of stuff over time. Then another one down 100 miles from here. Petaluma, I just did a video on him. That was in March, I think. So, yeah. So I see how silly humans are. Probably you don't, but oh well. So I dress like this. Oh, wow. Some people love it, some don't. That's just the way it is. I enjoy dressing like this. I feel free. Express my other side of myself. I should have my head examined, right? Let's see. And probably somebody would think that. Examine my head. We got instruments. Well, let's see. Oh, wow. That much? Oh, gee. I could show you something else, but I shouldn't do that. It'd be against YouTube rules and regulations. How long is it? Oh, well, we can pull it out and measure it and do thousandths of an inch. But, oh, I don't think so. Gotta respect also other people. to sort of touch on the topic for hell of it, but not acceptable. And I don't dress like this. I put pants on only when it's in public. Okay? And sometimes I go like this, what the hell? It's a very different kind of place here. Not so much ridiculous nonsense you find in a big city, perhaps. But the building across from here, called Guns and Ammo. I haven't gone in there yet. Should go in there someday and see what they got. But anyway, that's something I free associated to going in there. So I gotta check the time and see what time it is. Mr. EBO accidentally took one of my antibiotic pills by accident. It fell on the floor. But he's okay. He nothing happened to him. I was very worried. And he's okay. Jesus. We were playing ball a little while ago. Are you here, Evie, or where are you? Evie, out. I better check the time and see if it's time for me to get ready to get going soon. Oh, what did I get to do? What on earth? Where'd I put it? I put something somewhere. Oh, where'd I put it? I had it here. Oh, how weird is that, huh? No, not here. It's just sort of not here. Okay. It was a chunk of steel. Oh, this is weird. Oh. Half-inch thick. Inch and a half. And long enough to make 2 cleats. Put this in a milling machine and mill off an 1/8 of an inch. And maybe a little more than 1/8 of an inch. Then calculate and round the corners of this guy. You do that on a milling machine. You round the corners with end mill. Drill in the whole piece 4 holes. Cut it in half and you got 2 cleats. Love the smell of steel. Nice steel. Yummy. Yeah, so I love working with machine tools, as you know. I think you know that. Yeah, I love working with machine tools. I'm always learning something. I want to make out of this very heavy 200-pound CNC part, I believe it is. It's a big headstock, so solid full of bearings. All I have to do is add a motor to it and bolt it onto that chunk of metal over here. Let's take a look. Oh, I see it there. Okay, let's take a look. I don't know if I'm aiming this right. On a compound for dirty work. I'll mount a 4-jaw chuck so you can put anything in there. For roughing, you know. It's heavy duty. That's 2 inches 6 plate that's sitting on. Something I'm gonna get around doing someday. So many things I gotta do, but anyway, I should get going. Alright, so that's my little spiel of the day. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.